Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of this Factorio guide series. As usual, I'm here with Zuri,
Greetings.
and yeah, so Zuri did some good off-screen work, if I can talk. Researched some stuff and redid some belts and stuff. Added 4 iron lines, which is awesome.
Yep, it's really kind of messy. I'd like to clean some of this up later, but it's have to be good enough for now.
Yeah, it'll do for now. So I don't remember if we did it on screen last time, bringing in this iron ore from over here. I think we might have done it off screen. We were running really low on iron, so we just tapped this iron mine over here to the west, and we're actually using belts. And I know that we said running belts really long distances is not good, but this is actually not that far, like in comparison to the copper one. So a belt was actually far easier in this case.
We set it up to feed into all 3 lines, but I hit rotate on one of the splitters to stop it from feeding the other 2 lines so we can eat out that the other iron patch north of the smelter so we can expand smelters.
Okay.
That's why this isn't going so fast.
Right. And yeah, so you had said you wanted to like do some cleanup. You wanted to redo the gear line and do some solar stuff, and then you mentioned something about doing like a little smart build here for our robots.
Yeah, something to control the number of bots in the system, to add them and take them out as needed.
Okay. So yeah, that'll be super cool. I've actually never done that, so I'll just kind of be an observer as well.
Yeah, I don't really like this gear line, so we're definitely going to replace it with just bots.
Okay, just so just put the gears into the logistics system.
Yeah, well, smart inserters. I'm thinking 1,000.
I think that's probably good here. So I'll put some smart inserters down here. If I had any circuits.
You should be able to just request them.
Oh yeah, I hadn't noticed until just now that they were actually in the network. There we go. Okay, sweet. So, copied those. So now we'll just need requester chests requesting the gears to where we're using them.
And I'll start ripping up the line.
Alright, I'll help out a bit here. I'll grab this one. I think these just go... Yeah, these are just going to the RoboPort, so I can take care of that here. So yeah, if like in your guys' factories, if you do stuff like this, like tear up something and make it into a logistics setup like this, make sure that you do go around and put in requester chests. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a whole ton of stuff not getting materials, and that's obviously never something you want. So let's see here. RoboPorts take 45 gears. I guess I'll just request like 50. And of course that should be in the network, yep. And luckily, it doesn't look like we actually had gears going to too many different places. So that's doing that, that's good, we'll use those up. And it looks like we're having a severe steel shortage here, potentially.
Yeah, we might have to build another steel build or reroute some ore over to it or something.
Yeah, I think right now it's just mostly lacking ore. So it's going to be a little tricky to route this over, but so,
We can squeeze it in there.
Yeah, we can just pull ore off of this. And right now we're just kind of getting random research out of the way. We actually don't have much alien goop, so we're trying to avoid research that takes the purple science packs right now. Wow, that was fast. Whoa, stop. Felt. Guess we'll have to like route it up here.
Yep.
Yep, so another good example of why it's always nice to leave like an extra space in between your stuff so you can do things like that. And
I'm pretty much immediately upgrading it to fast belt.
okay, yeah, I might as well just use fast belt then. And this we can just tie in here. And we should be good. So this should definitely help out with our steel. We are using a lot of it, again, for... what I don't even know what we're using it for. Probably solar panels and stuff.
Yeah, solar panels and bots are eating a lot of steel.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. And we did actually add quite a few more bots. We have now, I think, slightly over 500 logistics robots in the network. So yeah, that's part of what was using it, because we used all the frames, so now all those robot things are working at once and using a ton of steel. All right. So it looks like we actually have a full stockpile here of solar panels and accumulators, which is really good.
Right, I'm going to stamp down another blueprint.
Okay.
You know you're doing it right if you see the yellow dotted lines.
Right in between the roboports. Oh, and this is actually, yeah, this is a really good time to cover this. You can see Zuri just placed it over all these trees, and the trees were marked for deconstruction. Instead of manually marking them or tearing down the trees yourself, if you hold shift and click the blueprint to place it, like over trees, it'll automatically assign them to be deconstructed by the robots before things are placed there, which is really, really nice.
Yeah, this takes, I think, about 400 bots to build, and we don't have nearly that many construction bots. That's okay.
Yeah, they'll work on it. So we should be good on power here for quite a long time.
Alright, so I think I'm going to take a random roboport. I'm going to do a requester chest.
Okay.
And I'm also going to need to build a clock.
Oh, okay, that should be pretty interesting. Okay,
All
so
right, so
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I'm going to set up a timer so that 2 sets of smart sorters operate once every second. This box is going to request logistic bots, and I'm going to have a filtered smart sorter put bots from the roboport into this box right here.
Okay.
So somewhere we need to be automatically building bots.
All right. I can set that up here really quick.
Yeah, once you get the pattern down, you can set up really quick to automatically build the bot-based builds.
Yeah, it's really nice. Um, how many do you want me to limit it to for the network?
50 to 100.
Okay. So I'm just going to set this up really quick, and then we'll go check out the thing that Zuri's making. Okay, so actually here, I'm going to use that trick we went over an episode or two ago about copying the request amount from the assembler by shift right clicking and then shift left clicking the chest. This way, that's actually not what I wanted whatsoever. If I can select the right recipe, there we go. This way, because if I just put this in, it's going to be requesting like 200 of these, which is just way too much. And then this guy, we will just do this. And, right, so close enough. Okay, so they'll do that, and then we'll just set this, for now we'll just say like 50 of each. So this is essentially going to like regulate how many robots we have in the system.
Yes.
Alright, do you want to go over how this works? Because I'm even confused right now.
So once a second, this one will stick in some robots.
Okay.
And the same amount of time it's going to take robots out. And I suppose I should make one slower than the other.
Right.
Now that I think about it. See, the idea is that it'll maintain about this many logistic bots in here, and if they fly off because they're needed, then it just adds more to the system.
Okay. So until they're needed, it will just kind of maintain the same amount. But for the video, if you look here when I mouse over this chest, you can see that it alternates here. The logistics robot availability, you can see it alternates between 499 and 503, and that's just when it cycles between inserting the robots and then taking them out and doing it all over again. So now, do you want to go over really quick these combinators, because we haven't really gone over this yet.
Hold on a second.
All right.
We got a disaster up north.
We do? Oh dear.
Yeah,
Major
we do.
disaster. I didn't even notice. I guess my alert sounds are off. Yeah, we never defended that, I guess. This is a great example. Always make sure to defend your outposts, because otherwise this happens. And if
Yeah.
they're
Oops.
whoopsie, and if they're really far away, then you really have a problem. All right, so that was pretty easy to take care of at least, but now we have to rebuild this. And you can see actually that now that we have the logistics system all unlocked and stuff, things that die actually leave these ghost placements, like we've kind of gone over before. But this way, it kind of shows you what's needed where, and what was actually killed. So that can be really nice. And we'll just fix this up here really quick.
More explosions everywhere.
Okay, so it's a little bit of a pain trying to pair this while walking on it. I don't know exactly what happened here. These belts are all wonky.
I put them here to clean the ore off.
Oh, okay. So where did that attack come from, I wonder? Is there... Must be outside our revealed range here. Or a new one popped up.
No, it's right to the north. Right, you can see on the north edge.
Mm-hmm.
Pollution goes off the edge, and I bet there's a base right there in the darkness.
Most likely. So I'm gonna build 2 turrets here. That's all I have resources for. I'm gonna put them here, and actually, I guess pretty soon here we should automate the production of laser turrets. We haven't really made any yet.
Now, why didn't we do that already? That seems like a silly thing for us to do.
Well, did you just make some, or do we have them done?
I had some crafted in my inventory for some reason.
Okay. Yeah, we kind of neglected that. We should have probably done that a while ago, because they're not actually that difficult to make. Pretty expensive, but...
I gotta kill the rocks.
Yeah, take your anger out on the rocks. Looks like we finished some more research here. Fill this dude up with fuel. Alrighty, so now we can kind of go over this combinator deal and stuff down here.
Yeah, I decided to change a little bit. That way you can take out 5 at a time, but they can only place 1 in.
Okay. Interesting. So it's actually... Okay, I kind of see what's happening here.
Alright, so this is a clock. I said a decider combinator. Basically, they count up to 60. So when the output, it has a little feedback line. That red line is feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So when there's 2 inputs, it just sums them together. So this constant's always adding 1. And when it's less than 60, it outputs the input count. So every game tick, it adds 1 to itself. And it goes from 0 to 59. As soon as it hits 60, or would hit 60, it sets back to 0 again. So, if you're a CS kind of guy, counting from 0 to 59 is normal.
Right. And if we actually mouse over this here, you can see on my screen that you can see it's doing exactly what Zuri just explained over there on the right. And since he put combinators, I mean, they're kind of complicated. We can go into them more later, but there's 2 options for the output. It can either just output a signal of 1, or it can output input count. And that's what it's doing. So you can see that it's outputting the same amount that's being input here as it counts up. So that's just how that works. And then it's being sent to these, and then these dudes are just set to when the signal that he chose here, which just happens to be 0, when that equals 0, then this can work.
Yeah, any stray bots that end up here will be taken out at 5 per second, or actually stack bonus per second. And if this empties because the bots are all busy, they'll add a bot about 1 per second, based on how many we need.
Right. Which is, yeah, so it's super cool. So, I mean, actually, once you kind of get it, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I mean, it just counts 59 and restarts, and since this is saying whenever it equals 0, once this hits 59, it starts over at 0 again, and that's what's making these guys work, right? So when it hits 0. So, pretty simple little clock and regulator type thing here.
And we can do something on the other side with construction bots as well if we wanted.
Right, and it would pretty much just be like a mirror of this, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
You
sweet.
use the same clock signal.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can...
And might as well do that.
Yeah, we can essentially just mirror this here. Did I not copy that? Right.
You have to have the wires connected first.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. So you can see he's connecting this output here to the power pole and then to the inserter. So we don't have to rebuild the combinators. He's just pulling again from the same output, because you can have one output go to multiple things. And now this is set up identical to this, except for using construction robots. Yeah, and now currently it's actually adding construction robots, you can see, or it was a second ago. Sweet. So
Yeah, click on the roboport. It's funny.
Yeah, it's like alternating back and forth. They just disappear.
Alright, now we got a bot recycler. Good times.
Oh yeah. Definitely come in handy. And I think we're actually about out of time for this one. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. We do another solar thing down, managed to get this spot regulator, and little clock going, which is pretty cool. And if you have any questions about this, because it can be a little confusing if you're new to the stuff, post down in the comments and we'll try to answer it. But till next time, we hope you enjoyed, hope it was helpful, and we will catch you later.
Later, guys.